Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video. I hope you had a good week so far and that you have maybe a nice weekend planned. I am sitting on the couch today, joined by, or like besides the couch today, joined by Nona, our new dog. I don't know if she's gonna come say hi. She might at some point. She's quite excited. So, yeah. Anyways, I wanted to share a little insight that I got in a session with a client yesterday. That I think I'm always looking for ways in videos to kind of make very complex things feel very simple and very approachable. And in my own recovery journey from anxiety and DPDR, and in the past also with depression, one thing that's always helped me is having little mantras or like having short sentences that I could, in chaotic moments, remember to kind of restructure and let my brain focus on something again in a very simple way to remember exactly what to practice. Because I think sometimes when we're, trying to recover, trying to find our peace again, we learn all this information. We learn so much. There's so much stuff out there. But in moments of crisis, in moments of panic, or in moments of complete disconnection, we get so overwhelmed because what happens in the brain is that when your brain is under stress, you don't have as good access to conscious thinking, to memory, all that kind of thing. And so it might feel more difficult to actually remember, to just remember what to do exactly and to remember what to practice. And so therefore, I wanted to share a little bit of a mantra today that I think could help you reground or kind of quickly remember what to focus on sometimes. And the mantra is courage over comfort. In general, what we want to do when we are stuck in an anxious cycle is we want to be able to expand and open up again rather than keep contracting. Any sort of anxiety response, any sort of dissociation response is a contracted response. We want to pull out of life. We want to contract away. We want to fight against the thing that's making us feel unsafe. And that motion of running away or hiding away is actually what ends up making us spiral into panic or freeze or disconnection. Um, because, the brain is perceiving, oh, something's wrong, something's unsafe. And our way of trying to respond to that is actually to hide away from the thing that makes us feel unsafe. But in terms of DPDR and anxiety, we can't really hide away because we're then trying to hide away from ourselves very often, which isn't necessarily possible. Or we're trying to hide away from life and reality and existence. And so, in most cases, what ends up happening is that you get into an anxious spiral because you're trying to hide or run away, but whatever you're running away from is not actually going away when you run. And so that just makes you more and more anxious and makes you spiral more and more. And so the first stepping stone into going into that expanded motion is courage. Courage is not about not having fear. Courage is about having fear, but opening up anyways, doing it anyways. Um, so the example that we were talking about in the session, so the example that me and my client were talking about was, imagine that you're going into the subway and you're scared of just like being trapped on the subway. You're scared of being trapped in the metro, in the bus, on the subway, maybe in the car, whatever it might be. Then ideally our brain starts looking for comfort. It starts looking for, maybe I could get off the train, maybe I could go back home, maybe I could just not do this difficult thing that I want to do. Maybe I could distract myself and try to go on my phone and look for comfort on my phone. And it's all very, you can recognize this like contracted motion of like trying to pull out of the moment, trying to distract away from the moment. But when you do that, when you choose comfort, when you choose that hiding, that pulling away, you don't actually give your brain the opportunity to change its response, to change how it perceives the situation. So very bluntly put, every time that you want to go outside and do something that's out of your comfort zone, and then you end up choosing the comfort of not doing it or staying inside, or of doing it but the whole time trying to just not be present at all and distract yourself, then afterwards maybe you have gone through it, but you didn't really show your brain like, look, this isn't dangerous. And so when you choose courage over comfort, and when you open up anyways, and you really sit through that discomfort of the situation that feels scary, rather that's going on the tube, rather that's facing a difficult emotion and just letting yourself feel it and not trying to run away from it, then after it's the moment's over, because everything always passes, your brain goes, oh, wait a second, this wasn't that bad. We actually got through it. We actually got this. And so every time you choose courage over comfort, you have the opportunity to slowly reprogram how strong your brain thinks you are and how confident your brain allows you to be. So I love this mantra of choose courage over comfort. I think it's a very good mantra to use, that immediately in moments where you start to feel triggered, reminds me of what to focus on. If I am starting to feel overwhelmed, and I go choose courage over comfort, I feel that my heart immediately starts opening again. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna let this stop me. I'm gonna face the thing that's difficult. I'm gonna like face the thing that makes me uncomfortable and go through it, rather than again pull out of it and hide away from it. And it's a mantra that I use a lot, that I not only use in like moments of fear, but just in general in life. Like, for example, I wake up in the morning and I don't want to get out of bed. I go, okay, choose courage over comfort. And that doesn't mean you can never choose comfort. Sometimes, of course, you can choose comfort. But when it comes to tackling areas in your life that you really want to change, then they are only going to change when you dive in, when you face forward. And courage is the best starting point to do that. I think very often we think that we can't face something unless we feel good about it. And that's where courage becomes very magical, because courage isn't about not having fear or not feeling a certain way. It's about feeling a certain way and doing it anyways, going face forward anyways. It's a very empowering emotion, and that empowerment kind of makes you rise higher to your anxiety. When you're not courageous, you look at your anxiety being here and you're over here. But when you choose courage and you go, I'm going to do it anyways, you kind of place yourself on that eye level with fear, and you're looking your fear in the eye. And when you're looking something in the eye, you give yourself the chance to change your perspective on it by pushing through and becoming stronger. And the stronger you become, the weaker your anxiety starts to feel in reference to that. So I wanted to give you this mantra today. As I was starting to talk about this, I actually came up with a different topic for next week. I think I want to do a video as well on really how to kind of get out of a crisis mode. Like I was saying in the beginning, whenever you do start to notice that it's difficult to remember exactly what to do, I want to do like a more extended video on that. So I'm going to remember that for next time. And for now, try to work with courage over comfort. Maybe print it out on a piece of paper, put it on your wall, put it as your background on your phone, and kind of let this be your mantra for a little while and see how that impacts you, I would say. So I want to thank you guys for watching today. If you need any further help with your DPDR or anxiety recovery journey, have a look in the description of the video to see for extra resources, how else I can help you. And I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.